A seam finish is any technique used to make a seam edge neater and to keep it from raveling. Though not essential to completion of the garment, it can add measurably to its life. Less tangibly finished seams are a trim professional touch, in which you can take pardonable pride. 3 considerations determine the seam finish decision. 1. The type and weight of fabric. Does it ravel excessively, a little, or not at all? 2. The amount and kind of wear and care the garment will receive. If a garment is worn often, then tossed into the washing machine, the seams need a durable finish. On the other hand, if the garment is of passing fad or it will be worn infrequently, you may elect not to finish the seam edges. 3. Whether or not seams will be visible. An unlined jacket warrants the more elaborate bias binding finish. A lined garment requires not finishing at all, unless the fabric has a tendency to ravel a great deal. Plain straight seams are finished after they've been pressed open. Plain curved or corner seams are seam finished right after the following is done: stitching, next clipped or notched, and then pressed open. Seam finishes when and how to apply them. Pinked. Cut a long edge of seam allowance with pinking shears. For best results, do not fully open shears nor close all the way to the points. If fabric is crisp and lightweight, it is possible to trim 2 edges at once, before pressing seam open. Otherwise, do 1 edge at a time. Pinking is attractive but will not of itself prevent raveling. Stitched and pinked. Using a short stitch, place a line of stitching at 0.6 cm from edge of seam allowance. Then pink edged. This finish can be used where pinking is desired, and it will minimize raveling. Turned and stitched. Also called clean finished. Turn under edge of seam allowance 0.3 cm, 0.6 cm if fabric ravels easily, and press. Stitch along edge of fold. It might be helpful on difficult fabrics or curved edges to place a row of stitching at the 0.3 cm or 0.6 cm fold line to help turn edge under. This is a neat, tailored finish for light to medium weight fabrics and is suitable for an unlined jacket. Hand overcast. Using single thread, make overcast the stitches at edge of each seam allowance, slightly more than 0.3 cm in depth and space 0.6 cm apart. Do not pull thread too tight. Use this method when a machine finish is impractical or a hand finish is preferred. Zigzagged. Set a stitch for medium width and short length. Then stitch near but not on the edge of the seam allowance. Trim close to stitching. This is one of the quickest and most effective ways to finish a fabric that ravels. It can be used for a knit, but special care must be taken not to stretch the seam edge or it will ripple. Machine over-edged. Done with over-edge or blind stitch setting, a special stitch pattern of 4 to 6 straight stitches and 1 zigzag. Point of zigzag should fall on edge of the fabric. If using over-edge, position fabric to right of the needle, for blind stitch to the left. This method is an alternative to the regular zigzag. Bias bound. Trim notches from seam edge. Wrap double fold bias around it. with wider side of tape underneath. Use package tape or cut your own from lining or underlining fabric. Stitch close to edge on top fold, catching underneath folding stitching. Bias banding is especially good for finishing seams in an unlined jacket or coat. Net bound. Cut 1.3 cm wide strips of nylon net or tulle. Fold in half lengthwise, slightly off-center. Trim notches from seam edge and wrap net around edge with wider half underneath. From top, edge stitch narrow half of binding, catching wider half underneath in the stitching. This is a discreet and appropriate finish for delicate fabrics such as velvet or chiffon.